morning. It's Viewpoint, the program of personalities, politicians, and perspectives. Once again, it's Wednesday at 8:15. Tickled to death to have our co-host back, Mrs. Busby. Did you enjoy those 2 weeks away?
Well, yeah.
Got out of here anyway.
Of course.
Did you? Well, it's nice. And once again, it's comfortable to have you back, and we appreciated your daughter being able to substitute for you while you were gone. That's a good thing. A couple of housekeeping matters.
She likes that.
She did well.
Well,
very well.
She's smart. They've got their father's mind, thank you, God.
Well, no, I'm not going to go there, Jim. Because Mrs. Gossett and I are somewhat prejudiced about your being next door to us. Okay, Logan County Art Association. They're going to have a little showing here. Going to open up February the 14th at the Logan County Art Association. That would be in the old Oddfellows building next to the post office. And that's going to having a reception from 5 to 8 on Thursday the 14th. Oh, this is March.
This is March, yeah. It's in February? Look what you missed.
Well, I hope you had a good time, folks.
They always...
I had that in my notes. And
they always say that as the years go by, we start living in the past. Well, we're just a month behind, so we're not too bad, Jim, okay?
Not so much for that.
I hope it was well attended. That was a nice thing.
And I looked at that and said, good Lord, that's February. Well, good morning. What day is it?
Oh, dear.
Why are we here? Okay. All right. Serious business here. Once again, this Saturday, Phenom for Theater. That's a group that Professor Tom Quinn, the Illinois Wesleyan professor, fine arts, and as you might remember, they put together a little movie, and they're trying to get that out on the national and international scene. They're trying to raise a little money, and so this Saturday they're having a drawdown fundraiser, and the tickets are $50 a head. We admit that's probably a little pricey, but it's also a good investment, so I just commend that to you. Now, to get down to other business, Jacob, we always try to start this program with a kudo or two, with something in the community. We also try to start it timely as to what the heck's going on as far as community activities are concerned, but we failed that this morning.
Yeah, but that's just 1 out of 2. Well, that's okay.
Well, when you're pushing 90,
500.
That's only one, isn't it? That's the first time I've done that?
Yes, it is. Okay. It is. In all these years, however many it is.
If the producer will forgive me, I know you will. Okay, seriously.
Absolutely.
We had a tragedy over in Mount Pulaski, and the infant Annabelle Phillips, unfortunately, didn't make it. And the good folks on Vinegar Hill are trying to help out the family over there, and they're having a 5K run on the, coming up here the 9th. And so you can register for that at the Mount Pulaski Farmers Bank. And once again, small community, they're trying to put their shoulder to the wheel and help out somebody in need. So
that'd be this Saturday. So
that's coming up.
You
this
probably
Saturday.
Won't need your snowshoes. It's supposed to be a really nice day.
Oh yeah, the temperature's going to be really
but
decent.
But you might need some mud treads.
And we thank the Habitat for Humanity folks once again. So they're going to have an electronic recycling. That's really a good service for the folks in the community.
And that's this Saturday.
That's this Saturday on the 9th. That's 915 Woodlawn Road there, on the left-hand side as you go west. And so thank you for the folks in the Habitat. Now, let's get down to business and introduce a friend of ours, former Lincoln College instructor. And go ahead, introduce Jacob, if you will.
Yes, he's made a move over to the Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois. Jason Sexton is the executive director. They have myriad of programs and several counties. Maybe, Jason, you could enumerate the counties for us once again. I keep losing that list in the Rolodex I keep in my head.
I appreciate it, Judy. You could call me Jake, though.
Oh, do you? Do you think so?
Yeah, but no, we service 6 counties, so Logan, Mason, Menard, Piatt, DeWitt, and Fulton. have to always count on my hands. So I
And
make
do
sure
you
I get
have to
them all.
go to each county each week?
If I wish I could. No,
It
we
wouldn't
have
be-
all of our sites are staffed, and then since we operate so many programs,
Yeah.
every program has a director, and then that makes sure that all their ducks are in a row and the program runs smooth, and they'll get out to the sites. I mean, we stretch, across a pretty broad area, so there's no
Yeah.
way you could cover all
You'd
the
kind
sites
of
in
be
one
like
day.
Willie Nelson on the road again, wouldn't you?
That would be all I'd be doing. So we thankfully have a great staff out there at all the sites that do a tremendous job. And we have over 125 employees,
Is that a
I'm
fact?
across
sure.
counties. Yeah.
My
I'm
goodness.
sure.
Jacob, give us a broad overview, if you would, please, of the purview of your responsibilities and what this partnership does in this area.
Well, I'll start with the partnership, and then I guess I'll go down to what I do.
Okay.
Make it a little bit easier for me. The partnership, we operate several federally funded programs. A lot of them are block grant based, so money comes down from the federal government, the state takes their cut, and then we get the rest to fund our programs, and it's all done through grants. And so we'll operate, we have a Head Start program, which everybody loves the little kids, so we have over 450 children across all the counties that are just received wonderful instruction. I enjoyed that when I got to go visit all the Head Start sites with our director, Beth Fleshman, and she just does a wonderful job with that program. We have a weatherization program that goes into a lot of people's homes that can't afford to weatherize their homes that might not even have windows in there. So we'll go in there and assess that, and in Midwest winters, you need heat, you need to be warm. We offer, we have a food pantry, a food bank. We have loan programs. People that are interested in, and a lot of people don't know that.
No, that
I
I've
did
never
not
heard.
know that.
Yeah, people who are interested in starting businesses, they could come in and make their pitch. I mean, we're not
did not
we're
know
not
that.
just throwing money out left and right. I mean,
No.
it obviously has to be viable, but we've had a couple businesses around the area that have come in, and we've worked with them, and they've created jobs. Part of our loan program is that for every $20,000 that they loan, they have to have a job that goes produce a job in the community for someone typically on the lower income scale. And so that is our way of job creation. We'd like to see that portfolio grow a little bit more, but it is a service that we offer.
Interesting.
And so, and then the new big one that we're doing is running a public transportation. We also have a LIHEAP program as well that stands for Low Income Heating and Energy Assistance Program. We like acronyms in community action.
Yeah.
Well, you
And
just
the
meant-
longer the
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
mentioned that you're with the government, so it has to be acronyms, right?
I have a book worth of
Oh, gosh.
acronyms. It's I'm not going to pretend to know them all.
Yeah.
Whence cometh the money for these the loans?
Okay.
Somebody is having difficulty getting a loan somewhere and can't get it through conventional sources. They come to you. Where does this money come from?
That is through grant-based money. So we write a grant, and that is what is it's through our community services block grant program. And so that program in and of itself is the one that has the most flexibility. So the CSBG program that we operate, that does everything from food pantry, rental assistance, to loan program, to scholarships for kids. I mean, it's pretty flexible, whereas a lot of the other programs that we operate are really stringent on the requirements. So that
Scholarships for what level of education?
college.
College
Is that
scholarships.
right?
Yeah, we gave out 7,000, I think, last year in scholarships. So to 7 people, so $1,000, and we realized, college tuition substantial, but an extra $1,000 can really help people out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How in the world do you get across, other than situations such as this, all of these programs to all of the people so that people would know that they can go
Right,
to you
yeah.
and make application for a scholarship, for instance, or weatherization, or what all?
Well, I guess now that I'm on the airwaves, you can always call us.
Yeah, right.
You know,
yes.
I think that's interesting, Judy, because that's part of the problem that we have, and not just Capsule, not just us, but there's 1,000 community action agencies across the country, you know, that service the same exact programs that we do, and people don't know about it, and or their impression of it is misguided or skewed. You know, everybody knows about Head Start because that's what
Yes.
stood the test of time. Everybody knows little kids, and you know. But we have a senior nutrition program that we operate as well. People know those programs exist, but very rarely do they know that there's just a governing body or one entity that basically oversees all of them.
Now, your senior nutrition,
Yep.
is that what we typically call Meals on Wheels?
It has been called that. There's a variety of senior nutrition programs around. Ours is probably makes a significant dent in the communities of helping out. It's been called Meals on Wheels. We call ours Apple of Our Heart Nutrition, just to kind of, you know, make it a little bit different.
Do you have sites then for that, Jake, or do you
Yeah.
deliver the meals to the people?
Both.
All of the above.
All of the above. So we're at the Oasis. We're at the Foreman Center. You know, we do home delivery for those that can't get out of their homes. And so we have staff that drive in from Mason counties and Logan counties that service around the area. So we'll,
And in essence, am I correct in this, Jacob, that what we're doing here in this partnership is extending help to folks who really have a need?
right. The motto across community action, not just here, is helping people, changing lives. The assistance that we provide ideally helps people, you know, get on their feet, provides them with some need when they're at their lowest points. The goal is not to perpetuate poverty, you know, and we are just kind of that measure in place that ensures that people have somewhere to go when they need help. And there's a lot of really good places and areas in Logan County in particular, but I can just attest for community action that, you know, we are there to help people, and we're happy about that.
Well,
How are you going to continue with that since you're funded primarily by the federal government, who I don't think it's any secret?
Here it comes.
there's my view.
What do you think?
Are we going to bring up the dreaded S word, the sequestration?
Well, yeah, which is dreaded in some quarters and applauded in others. So what's the deal? How are you going to operate if the federal government is funding you?
Well, community action's been around for a long time, and it's, you know, the administration has changed over and over, and community action's still around.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think it's any business out there, you know, or any service out there, you do what you have to do to make ends meet and to continue, in our case, continue servicing the people of all the counties that we service. And so we'll play the cards we're dealt. I don't think for us in particular that we're going to see as big of a hit as some of the larger funded areas. For example, Chicago, I mean, their service area is much larger. But, you know, it doesn't mean that it can't happen. Any immediate fear that we should have isn't there. We might see something 6-7 months down the road, but hopefully by March 27th, the continuing resolution, which is the dreaded CR words, hopefully by then they've figured something out. But there's one program that might be in jeopardy, but for the most part, ours are very stable and run very well, and our management in those programs will be just fine.
Which
You know,
one might be in jeopardy?
Well, It's been in jeopardy for a while, and that's a national issue, and that's our weatherization, which I don't think I think it's underestimated. You know, the assumption that we are basically remodeling homes, and that's the assumption on the Hill.
Yeah.
That's not what's happening.
They have a lot of wrong assumptions up there.
Yeah.
Not what we call in touch, are they?
No. And I think if people were to get out and these officials would get out and see the impact that agencies like ours make in the community, they would understand it. It's very easy to get up and,
It's okay.
you know, kind of say what you think should be done, but it's another when you actually see the work being done. And then using those as your talking points. The program back to your question, Judy, sorry, the program that's in trouble would be our weatherization. And that's, you know, it's been cut nationally roughly 60%.
Now, you mentioned a second program too, Jake. The weatherization, I think people are familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
But you mentioned heat and something else. Now, how does that, does it not dovetail at all with weatherization?
Slightly. They'll partner a little bit, and you're starting to see it more and more, the collaboration between those two programs. Our programs kind of do that already. There's other community action agencies that are fully merged. There's some that are completely separate. LIHEAP, as we call it, you know, they provide energy assistance. We work closely with Ameren to help alleviate, and you guys know that when you get the electric bill, alleviate some of the pain for those that are, you know, really literally going paycheck to paycheck, assuming they get one.
Now, when we had this new program in Lincoln, and other communities are considering it too, does that interfere at all with your IHEAP?
What new program would it be?
Where we join the aggregates. Thank you, Jim.
Oh.
See, he's smart.
I told you he's got a
The,
pretty face.
Yes, God love him.
Is that the branch off of Ameren? Is that what that
Yes,
is?
well, it's what it is you
They're
be able
the
to-
provider,
You
but-
determine.
Yeah, there's a lot
you
of
determine
counties
who
and
you
communities
want
doing
to.
that.
They'll bill you, but you determine who
Exactly.
your provider is. And but you know, I get to this question here in just a minute. But I'm sitting here thinking, Judith, my somewhat jaundiced views of quote entitlements are pretty well known. This doesn't come under that category. This would be something that we collectively could support and should support. The whole philosophy of
Right.
helping somebody who is in true need.
Exactly.
And
that's,
that's the definition there, in true need.
I agree. And I'm glad you brought that up, Bill, because, you know, the word in and of itself, entitlement, has been just so broadly used and lumped
And
into
abused.
and lumped into anybody that comes to ask for help is all of a sudden under an entitlement program, and that's not true. We are helping people, we are changing lives, and we have countless stories of people who have just come in and said thank you, that for, hey, those couple months where we needed some rental assistance, helped me get back on my feet, and now we have, you know, a job, and my family and I are doing well, and that is the goal. You know, it is not to perpetuate poverty. Poverty is reality. I mean, it's
Always has
everywhere.
been, always going to be.
I
Absolutely.
think it says that in the Bible, that the poor will always be with you.
You know, and so
Why do you look at me in that case?
I just wanted you to know about the book.
so we can't ignore it. You know, I mean, so we have to address the problem, and I think it's done through the people of the community, not always through our legislatures.
Your Judy's question about this, the aggregate of billing,
Sure.
or then community action doesn't get involved in that part of. Okay.
No.
I couldn't imagine how that would dovetail. I was trying to put that together.
To qualify for that program, it is a very detailed process. You just can't come in and ask for us to help you out with your bill. It doesn't work that way. It is intricate. You have to bring in proof that you qualify for this level of income. It is a lengthy documentation. We start taking appointments months in advance. We give seniors priority. We give people with small children priority. Veterans, all that stuff. We make sure that those who truly need assistance are taken care of.
And that's one of the parts that I like best. Some of these programs that are federally funded have so much waste.
Absolutely.
And this is so carefully documented, so carefully screened, so carefully portioned out, that you pretty well avoid that, don't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's there's a lot of waste out there. I could tell you there's none coming out of our agency.
Yeah.
I mean, it is to the penny. And we have to have everything documented. The stacks of paper that we push are just incredible. And it is monitored. I mean, we are audited. We are, required to do that. We have lots of oversight that comes down from the state, from the federal government. We have a variety of agencies that come in to make sure that we're doing everything by the book. And so thankfully we are.
if we're going to have problems with our sponsors if we don't take a couple minutes and acknowledge them. So we're going to take a little commercial break right now. We'll be right back with Jake Sexton.
Thanks, Bill.